card companies would rather you not know about, as it ends your debt nightmare and saves you lots of money. Consumers owing at least $10,000 in credit card debt or personal loans can now take advantage of this debt relief as the cost of living skyrockets. Debt Relief Advocates has established a relief hotline for you to call to learn what debt reduction you may qualify for, so don't wait. For this free information, call the Relief Hotline at 800-606-8737. 800-606-8737. 800-606-8737.
KERX Paris Fort Smith. The Bud Light Countdown is on. Arkansas football begins in 18 days.
We have a lot of ingredients and we have to cook the meal. Now we got to make sure, okay, it's not mildew or it's not spoiled. So we have the right pieces. We just have to put it all together.
Live from the Busch Light Studios, this is The Morning Rush with Ty Richardson and Tommy Kraft.
Not gonna lie, when T-Will was talking about ingredients yesterday, I started getting hungry listening to Arkansas's defensive coordinator. But rather than stick to football here on a Tuesday or stick to food, which we often do, what are the ingredients needed as we get going here on a Tuesday edition of The Morning Rush for a good first day of school? Now, some of you will have to harken back 20, 30, 40, 50 years, and that's fine. We'd love whatever advice you'd give us here on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline at 877-377-6963. I was getting ready for the show this morning. My bonus sister sent me a picture of my niece who is getting ready for her first day of elementary school, as are a lot of students across Arkansas, whether it's high school, middle school. Some do these pics. I had friends that they did their first day of college senior year, and they took pictures of themselves in backpacks and were making fun of themselves, very self-deprecating of sorts. But what are the proper ingredients, Tommy, Big C, and everyone else, for a good, solid first day of school?
Well, you got to have a great pair of shoes. If you don't have your best pair of shoes for your first day of school, it's not going to go well. Then you got to have a brand new, crisp, never been worn before T-shirt.
Doesn't that make
so if you don't have a good looking shirt and a great pair of shoes, probably not going to be the kind of day one you're looking for.
Shoes and a backpack.
Backpack's a good one too. Got to have a new backpack.
One strapping, of course. You never want to be a try-hard and does the two-strap. I had written down shirt, and then I crossed it out because you also didn't want to try too hard, right? Yeah. You didn't want people to know that you showed up with a brand-new outfit on your first day of school because...
Well, who's not wearing a brand-new outfit the first day of school?
The thing is, they probably won't remember because they hadn't seen you since...
We've spent hundreds and hundreds, and I don't even want to count it up, on stuff to go back to school. I want you, by God, you better be wearing the new stuff.
On the daughters or the sons?
All of them.
Oh,
what do you mean?
hit a spot.
Do you think I'm only going to buy stuff for one kid?
No, but like girls oftentimes are more inclined to wear something new, something hip, and guys oftentimes are more inclined to just kind of wear leftovers.
No, you're out of touch on that.
Has that
you
changed?
think my 15-year-old's going to school in something that's not a good fit? Okay. I don't think it's changed. You didn't care about how you looked first day of school? Of course you did.
I don't think that, and maybe Baylor Brad can correct me on this, oftentimes I would just wear something from the year before or something like that. It was a balance. Again, you didn't want to be known as a tryhard because if you were known as a tryhard, you would get made fun of, I felt like. I get the shoes, but the whole ensemble, the whole outfit may be taking it a step too far.
The older I got, the less I cared if it was new.
Yes.
I don't know why, but when I was younger, I wanted the coolest things possible, like
shoes. You gotta have the shoes.
Gotta have the shoes. Here's what I also jotted down this morning: the location of where you sit in class, where your locker is. Now that you just kind of get divvied out by your last name. You obviously.
I don't think our kids have lockers anymore.
They're really not.
No.
Wow. And then also.
Not since COVID.
Trying to find that table at lunch, because oftentimes if you secure a spot at the table with you and your friends, people just assume you're going to sit there the whole year and you get it for yourself. So I feel like location, we think about outfits, we think about that, but location on lockers where you sit in the class, don't sit in the front. It's harder to talk and get away with it if you sit in the front. Sit in the back, you can still learn. My dad always said you need to sit in the front so you can learn. It doesn't correlate. You sit in the back, you sit in the front, you pay attention, you're going to get an A if you try hard.
Northwest Arkansas primarily. Some went back yesterday, depending on where you're at. Many in Northwest Arkansas today. My kids go back tomorrow. I think everybody's in class by middle of the week or so, which I don't understand starting on a Wednesday. Makes no sense at all to me.
Yeah.
You get
a short week.
Get a short week for the teachers, the students.
Let's
the
get in a
parents,
routine.
But you at least dip your. It's kind of like dipping your. It's a cannonball versus dipping your toe in. The Monday is the cannonball. Dipping your toe in is starting on like a Wednesday or a Friday when you're getting in the water, i.e., school.
Just go. Let's get in a routine here.
B in Clarksville
saddle up.
Agrees on the kicks. Seth and Rogers, also the best is a trapper keeper. What is a trapper keeper, Tommy?
Well, it used to be like your notebook back in the day, right? It was a big folder, and you kept all your class folders inside this.
Oh, I've seen those.
Like big, it had Velcro and over. Then you put stickers on it, or you'd get one that had your favorite, back in my day, Nintendo stuff, or your, Nickelodeon stuff, or then I guess today it'd be your stuff that what's that game they play now? It's not Roku, it's Roblox.
Okay.
That type of stuff.
Yeah, I'm relying on you through your kids to update me on the latest trends in fashion. Matt says that you're controlled by your kids. His son, his son took a T-shirt of his and wore gym shorts. He doesn't care. He has football practice, and it isn't about getting good clothing messed up. I will say this: that is something you also have to, whether it's football practice, basketball practice in the morning. 2 days used to be a thing that they're not, but having a balance, like, hey, we got to get out of practice and we got to haul butt to the shower so we're not smelling stinky the first day of school either.
Yeah. Well, today was the last day of early morning football practice at our house. So I was back in old school morning rush mode. Been getting up at 4:30, taking him to school at 5. I mean, it's today was the last day of that.
So they're not doing it at all throughout the season?
They'll practice after school.
Okay.
Not before school.
Okay. Just said
at your 7th period or 8th period or whatever it is now. So anyway, that's where we begin. Back to school time. Be careful out there. Lewis Automotive Group hotline open 877-377-6963. And you can get in on all the fun here this morning with us here on the Morning Rush. If you're planning a trip, first game is 18 days away in Fayetteville. The Inn at the Mill has a room for you. 479-443-1800 is the number. Your next trip to Northwest Arkansas, get a great room at a great location. Love the Inn at the Mill because it's close to everything. Right there, centrally located, just off the Johnson exit. 443-1800 or online at inatthemill.com.
All right, so we're going to have Hendricks head football coach Buck Buchanan coming up in just a bit. He's replacing Bruce today. Bruce is out today. He should be back next week. But before we do that, did you see the notable recruiting news that happened with Arkansas? Are you talking
about Calipari and basketball and the offer there, or
what was the? I don't know that. You're going to have to help me on that.
What's the 2028 scholarship offer?
The Ben kid, from Ben, the shooting forward. That's supposedly real good. No,
I didn't know which news you're talking. I saw that news this morning.
The football one. Have you seen that? Which never happens. So you got a kid from out of state.
Yeah.
Tay Boogie Lockett, who's from, I think it was St. John Bosco's, who's moving to Arkansas. Now, I remember Garrett Odom when he moved from whatever it was, Las Vegas, to play his final year at Fayetteville High School. We had the connection there. But this kid is going to play for Buck James and Conway.
Okay.
And he put out this video yesterday.
I'm excited for this new journey. I'm excited to see what this has to offer me. This is a special place, special people, special city. It's been a long time coming, though. And all that being said, Arkansas, I'm home.
This is the opening drive.
You might have to help me on this. Big C, you might have to as well. I don't remember a lot of this happening at all. Now, I remember, so Bear McWhorter, who's an offensive lineman, I think he might be committed to Michigan. He was the kid that put up the sign in Georgia that I want Sam Pittman recruit me. At one time, he was committed to Arkansas. Now he's not coming here. This kid's been recruited forever, or committed forever, I should say. And now, in his senior season, he already has a bunch of stats. He's a Max Preps All-American. He's moving all the way from California to Conway.
Well,
which is what I was just, when I read this news, I was just kind of shocked by it.
I don't know all the details and why this move is happening. But what we do know is more and more when a player comes to a university, and it's not just an Arkansas thing, the family comes with him. One of the parents oftentimes move, get a new job in the area, and help set up camp, more or less. So it's not uncommon. And, I think what you're going to find here is, it's not just the player moving, it's going to be the family that probably comes with him, would be my guess.
He's got Arkansas ties and connections. It's just not often you see. Like, we've seen this plenty of times in baseball. Like, there's been numerous Arkansas baseball players that have come from California to play for Dave Van Horn. But can you name a single Arkansas football commit? Or a guy that's been on this?
Top of my head, no,
but that's the point.
Yeah.
Like, I can't. That question just kind of came out of nowhere because it doesn't come to mind. And I like
the late Alex Collins came all the way from. I mean, is it any further to go? Miami to here? South Florida to here?
No, but that's more of an that's
California.
But it's an SEC recruiting ground. And again, this is the norm. This is not the norm or whatever. I just find this.
Well, there's not really Pac-12 recruiting grounds anymore, Ty. So
you recruit Florida, you recruit Georgia, Texas. Like the reason I'm asking is because you don't recruit California in football. And this is a different setup and a different scenario, being that he's got Arkansas ties and everything else. I just found it interesting that you got a kid that's playing his final season. We've seen kids that go like the Lindsey kid for Bryant, who played his final year at IMG Academy. We've seen Arkansas kids in football and basketball play their final year at a prep school, like Moses did for Montverde. But rare is it that you see a kid that's committed to Arkansas out of state that transfers in for a senior year to play at an in-state school.
Yep. It is a unusual set of circumstances. But, Arkansas is going to cast a wide net. California isn't a place where you think about a lot of football recruits coming from, though. You're right about that. All right, that's your opening drive this morning, brought to you by APAC and Standard Materials Group. If you're looking for top-quality aggregates, this is the source for you. Rock, asphalt, ready-mix concrete brought to your job site, and no job's too big or small with APAC and Standard Materials Group. And if you need help planning the job, logistics, surveying, drone capabilities, on and on and on, engineering, surveying, I could keep going. They can help you with those aspects as well. 479-587-3300, 587-3300 for APAC and Standard Materials Group.
All right, let's bring on Hendricks head football coach Buck Buchanan, who joins us. Coach, appreciate you making some time for us this morning. You were Bruce's substitute. I know I wouldn't want to be a substitute teacher on the first day of school like a lot of these kids are coming back, but we appreciate you making some time for us this morning.
Oh, I appreciate getting to get on a little bit. So, yeah, I get the sub rule here.
So what is your schedule? We're talking about fall. We've talked a lot of Arkansas fall camp. Several sound bites have come just from players. And what does your summer look like as you guys get ready for your season?
Well, we're getting ready right now because it's moving day yesterday. It's paperwork day today. It's go time tomorrow. So, but the summer, we do a lot of recruiting in the summer. We bring a lot of people to campus because we forego the camp deal. We try to do straight recruiting, give everybody a look at Hendricks, what we're about, and then let them put the T-chart together and say, all right, I either am in or out, and try to do that up front. And then I try to fish as much as possible along the way, and I got a good boss that lets me do it. So.
Well, Bruce said, hey, he will have no problem talking about fishing this morning when you join us. All right, you ready to talk some wide receivers in the Southeastern Conference?
Well, I don't even know who's playing in the Southeastern Conference. I know who our wide receivers are.
All right. Well, let's get after it. We're going to do best wide receivers in the Southeastern Conference.
Who are the best wide receivers in the SEC? Let's find out.
Perhaps I could be of some assistance.
This is the Pradco Pyramid of Power.
All right, here's what we do, Coach. We just go through 1 through 6, best at a position this time of the year, and during the season we'll do the teams, but we'll get going here. I've got wide receiver Kevin Coleman. Played at Mississippi State last year, is at Missouri this year, 74 receptions, 932 yards, 6 touchdowns. He is the leading returner in yards in the SEC this year, was 5th last season. Guys, I've got Kevin Coleman Jr. now at Missouri, was at Mississippi State as the top wide receiver in the SEC.
New quarterback in Bo Perbula that comes over from Penn State. Coach, I know you probably know a thing or two about having to work in a new guy. What does that look like?
Well, it's just trying to get as many reps as possible right off the bat and try to see if they can compete. So, and then try to see if they mesh with the whole team.
Number 2 on my Pradco Pyramid of Power, Aaron Anderson, LSU, 61 receptions, 884 yards last year, 5 touchdowns, 7th by yards last year in the SEC. LSU's always got good wide receivers. Aaron Anderson ties number 2 on the list.
I know they had some a tragedy strike with Kyron Lacey in the offseason. I know Nussmeier talked about that. So I would guess that wide receiver group is just still pretty emotional, kind of like Cam was with the passing of his father in the offseason. So always talented LSU at that position, and no surprise to see a guy that high on the Pradco Pyramid of Power.
Ryan Williams, Alabama, number 3, 48 receptions, 865 yards, 8 touchdowns, was 11th last year by yards in the SEC. Alabama's always got good ones. They're breaking in a new quarterback as well. Got Ryan Williams at number 3.
Coach, when you see a kid like him last year impact the SEC, which to many is the toughest conference in college, like how difficult is it for a freshman to come in and do what a guy like Ryan Williams did last year?
I think it's hard at every level, and then you get in the SEC, it's astronomically harder, and then to kind of repeat that as a sophomore or second season, to not have that sophomore slump is even, I think, tougher. But it's hard to compete at that level right off the bat. Mm-hmm.
And, some are already saying Ryan Williams should be number 1. Maybe so, but I think, you got to evaluate the quarterback situation there to go with it a little bit as well. I've got Cam Coleman at Auburn. Auburn's got a couple of good wide receivers on their roster. Cam Coleman, 37 receptions, nearly 600 yards, 8 touchdowns. We'll see what Hugh Freeze can do with those guys in the offense. Cam Coleman, number 4.
A lot of turnovers last year for Auburn, trying to shore that up. I know Arnold threw a bunch of picks, fumbled the ball, good chunk in Norman last year. We'll see if they're able to turn things around or Hugh Freeze in year 3.
Ryan Wingo, Texas, number 5.
Ugh, that one hurts.
Pair of touchdowns last year, a little under 500 yards, 30 receptions. Should be a good situation there in Texas. I got Ryan Wingo, number 5.
Yeah, Texas lost some pieces last season. Wingo, of course, the younger brother of Ronnie Wingo. You're hoping he ended up as a Razorback, St. Louis kid, and now he's playing for your arch rival, and you're going to have to deal with him in Austin in November.
Yeah. Couple options to round it out here. Could have went Noah Thomas, Texas A&M, had 8 touchdowns last year. DeAndre Moore at Texas as well. Had about 500 yards and 7 touchdowns. Went with a transfer wide receiver. Eric Singleton, he's going to be at Auburn, was at Georgia Tech. 56 receptions, 754 on yards, 3 touchdowns last year. I put Eric Singleton at the bottom. So that's the Pradco Pyramid of Power. Coleman, Anderson, Williams, Coleman, Wingo, Singleton. Guys, where are we right? Where are we wrong?
I mean, Williams is the number 1 wide receiver to me in the SEC. I don't think it's close. It's him and Jeremiah Smith as the 2 best in college football. You've got new quarterback situations in Columbia, Tuscaloosa. Ty Simpson just got named or reportedly the starter yesterday. But, I mean, Williams could have me or you thrown to him, and he'd still be, in my opinion, the best receiver in the SEC.
Coach, what do you think?
I have to agree with you because, like I told you before, I only know who our receivers are, but I will agree with one thing. It does affect who's throwing to you a lot.
Yeah,
because we've had that situation around here some too.
That's what I was thinking about. All right, Bruce said you knew your stuff when it came to fishing. What do you need to tie on right now, and what's in the tackle box these days from Pradco?
Well, I got a whole boat full of Pradco stuff, and I'll use as much as I can. I'll tell you one thing. Right now, the river levels are coming back down to normal, and unfortunately, I'm starting fall camp, and the river's running. But tie on any kind of XDS 100, 200, or a Bandit 200, and get on a current break, a point, or a sandbar, and go after it. I'll tell you, one of the last times I was out there, got on one sandbar, not making this up, 106 straight casts of white bass. 106 straight casts. I'm not making that up. And if you can get on it and you have a lot of fun, and you catch a lot in a short amount of time and maybe even be in before it gets hot.
All right, sounds good. Walmart, Bass Pro Shops, Academy, Lurdet.com online. Get free shipping on orders over $35. All right, who does Hendricks open up with this year?
we open up with Maryville out of Eastern Tennessee. They're coming to us, play a 1 o'clock game. We're going to try to make it as hot as we can and wear them down. They're a top 25 team. Went to third round of playoffs last year. We're going to start out trying to make a name for our new conference and tell them who Hendricks College is going to be in our new league.
Coach, you've got several Arkansas kids on the roster. Ryan Maxwell from Fayetteville, Chandler Laurent from Pine Bluff, Garrison Waldrop from Beebe. How many Arkansas kids do you think you have on your roster right now?
We're probably about 30, a little over 30% of our roster is are Arkansas kids. We've been down a little bit the last few years since COVID. Academics hasn't been quite as good in terms of getting as many here, but we're still at that. We still try to primarily target Arkansas guys to make sure that the ones that are able to come to Hendricks, we're recruiting.
Well,
and we have a good group. Those guys you talked about are really good players.
Well, Coach, we appreciate you stepping in Bruce's place today. Good luck this season, and best of luck to you.
Hey, man, we never turn down luck, money, or prayer. I promise you that.
That's a good one right there. All right, stay cool out there, and we'll catch up during the season.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
I'm always fascinated by the head coaches on the sidelines during August and early September games that are still, it'll be 90 to 100 degrees outside, and they're still decked out in like a pullover, or obviously they all wear pants and everything. I know, and it always blew me away when I'd see him run out of the tunnel and he was in head to toe in lawn sleeves. Now I know the argument is like it helps you stay cool in some cases. I know I've had
keep the sun off of it.
Yeah, have some old
sunburn.
Yeah, and it keeps the sunburn. But that is just something. There's going to be a lot of hot temps across Arkansas. The opening of high school, of course, what's going to happen in Fayetteville with Alabama A&M coming in 18 days out. Time we got high school next week. I know you're excited about that. We got a lot of stuff to look forward to, not just what's going on at the Hill.
Yeah, I got a lot of the scrimmages and those kind of things coming up for benefit games. Those things that are right around the corner as well. Hey, be sure to download the Hit That Line Now app. It's powered by Taco Bell. Check out their $5, $7, and $9 Lux Cravings boxes. You can find those now. There's more to Taco Bell's Lux Cravings boxes than you'd expect, unless you're expecting the choice between 3 lavish boxes of Taco Bell favorites. Then you're on spot. Choose them now only at Taco Bell. It's the $5, $7, and $9 Lux Cravings boxes, available now at Taco Bell.
Got a chance to hear from Travis Williams yesterday. We'll play some of that back for you in your Hog Update. We also got a chance to talk with James Rouse. He was tremendous. We'll hear from him coming up in just a bit. It is a Tuesday edition of the Morning Rush. Back to school for some of you. Hope everyone's had a good start to the week.
Arkansas's home for the best sports talk.
That team we just played is a lot better than what they played today.
This is the Morning Rush.
Fans, this is
Thanks for watching us here on ESPN Arkansas. Download the brand new Hit That Line Now app in the Apple and Google Play stores. ESPN Arkansas, more than just radio stations.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
It's a dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, sacale.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouth.
Some serious crappie.
Nice speck.
We got crappie.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite white perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
Choice is the ultimate luxury, and now it's yours with Taco Bell's $5, $7, and $9 Lux Cravings boxes. Choose from the $5 Classic Box, loaded with lavish classics, the $7 Supreme Box, packed with decadent faves, or the $9 Discovery Box, now featuring the indulgent cheesy street chalupas. That's Lux for less. The $5, $7, and $9 Lux Cravings boxes, only at Taco Bell.
Lewis Automotive has been serving Northwest Arkansas for over 75 years and just getting started.
Our knowledgeable sales team is here to find you the perfect vehicle to fit not only your lifestyle, but also your budget.
Our factory-trained service technicians keep your vehicle running at optimal level.
And if you're looking for genuine parts and accessories, our team has exactly what you need.
Relax in our comfortable lounge, and when your car's ready, we'll return it to you spotless.
Thank you for being a part of our story.
Come see us at Lewis Automotive Group, where you're more than a customer, you're family.
Roback's got the gear for your perfect summer days.
Coast summers living on the run. Now the beachfront nights, fireflies and thunderstorms. Won't you kiss me, darling? Tell me that you're gonna stay. Yeah. Give me those East Coast summers, Maryland to Maine. Now the seaside.
Shop polos, hoodies, Q-zips, and much more in the American Summer Collection at Roback.com.
Roback made finding the perfect pair of pants or shorts much easier. They're a clean fit with comfortable premium fabric. They look great on and off the golf course. So shop at Roback.com for the Delta pants and shorts.
Get 20% off on your first order with the code RUSH25.
Hey, it's Colton Little. Been trying to kill a little bit of time at work, so I logged on to MyBookie, and as the clock has ticked by, I've already made money, and I've already had a good time. They've got tons of great stuff on there. I'm talking about blackjack, roulette, live dealers, poker, and a full lineup of slots. They didn't make me download an app. All I had to do was just log in, made a quick deposit, and then I was playing games and winning money. If you're thinking about checking out MyBookie, you should have done it yesterday. Use the promo code HOGS, and they'll toss you a nice deposit match of up to $1,000. And now you can bet on the Hogs all season long with
Hashtag will continue to handle every IT need your business will have, and now, as part of AAA Business Systems, we can handle all of your document printing and storage solutions. Together, we have the expertise to meet all of your office technology needs. Find us online at aaabm.com or call us at 471-1771.
Hey, Ty Richardson for A Cut Above Lawn and Landscaping. They service commercial and residential lawns for weed management and fertilization for a lush, healthy lawn. Need bush hogging? They do that too. A Cut Above also offers tree and limb removal. Don't forget hauling and dumpster rental as well. More than just a mowing service, they're A Cut Above. Call or text today at 479-719-5605. Lawn, landscaping, power washing, stump grinding, leaf removal, mulching, flea tick, and mosquito control. 719-5605.
Save up to $4,000 on select Buick Envisions at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. The Buick Envision showcases inspired design with exclusive features in this 5-passenger SUV. Or drive the brand new Buick Envista, a stylish crossover for as low as $399 per month. These are limited time offers. Experience the new Buick at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith or online at harryrobinson.com.
The Hit That Line Now app, fueled by Taco Bell. Online and on the air and now everywhere you go. Tune in to the greatest moments of Razorback sports with Chuck Barrett, Bo Mattingly, Tommy Kraft, Ty Richardson, Phil Elson, Matt Jones, and Ruskin and Zach with our Hit That Line Now app, fueled by Taco Bell. Stay connected no matter where you go with the Hit That Line Now app, fueled by Taco Bell. Download for free in the Apple app or Google Play stores. Just search Hit That Line Now. It's fueled by Taco Bell. Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
There's only one Razorback.
Uncle Tommy loves the Razorbacks.
Razorback fans, let's stand up and call those.
107 down.
This one belongs to the Razorbacks. Ball's on the ground, picked up by Colin. Alex has got room.
Everybody, we'll fix it. This is your Hog Update on the Morning Rush. Brought to you by Mr. Sparky. Need a licensed electrician to service your home? For one of their local pros, call 888-8-SPARKY.
My son was in class, and he put up a Wikipedia page, and he's like, my dad's on Wikipedia. And so he came home, and he was all excited. Dad, you're on Wikipedia. I was like, oh, really? So that's kind of how they first, he's like, hey, you may be famous. But he actually saw me, saw some of my runs and saw me play a little bit, saw a little game film. He's like, oh, okay, all right. You were a pretty good running back.
That was former Arkansas running back James Rouse, who played here from 85 to 89, who joined us yesterday talking about the conversation that he had with his son. Is that what Dylan said to you? And he's like, oh, you do radio. And then he looks you up and he sees stuff on social media. And he's like, oh, so you are actually cool.
He still doesn't think I'm
cool.
cool.
No, not the same. It was. I thought James was really good. Anytime you get a former player on, he's going to be inducted this next month into the 2025 Hall of Honor, which I know he was excited about. As are several other athletes that played at Arkansas, which is really cool for just them in the moment. For us, Matt, it was for Matt last year. It was in the same class as DVH, so it's a kind of a cool thing that they do here in Fayetteville.
Well, and it's not a homecoming weekend, but it's kind of like a homecoming weekend.
Yep.
A lot of people that are teammates that were on those teams will be in. It's another celebration or coronation in college football. That's the thing when, a lot of places have 8 home games, but 7 or 8 home games in your stadium. You can do 3 or 4 or 5 things to really make each weekend special. And, there's Parents Weekend on campus, and then there's obviously homecoming, but this is another one of the big weekends of the season is Hall of Honor weekend.
Speaking of special, Gage Woods did something special in Omaha, Nebraska at Charles Schwab Field earlier this year. His shoes made it to Cooperstown. I don't know if you saw the picture, but they put out the picture of his shoes in it. I guess what the other thing is Phil's scorebook. It made it there as well. So they got at least two. I don't know if there's anything else Arkansas baseball related that's in there as well, but I did see that post yesterday.
Well, that'd be cool if you were near Cooperstown or went to the Hall of Fame, made a trip there, and that was on display. That was in the rotation. So that'd be something that you could see that you'd have a local tie to. So there's a few things. Arkansas's got quite a few natives and people in our state that are in that Hall of Fame. So that'd be cool.
Yeah,
there's another one. He's not in the Hall of Fame, but it's a accomplishment that's in the Hall of Fame.
And I know for us, we got a chance to see some stuff at the College Football Hall of Fame. They put out there was the Ryan Mallett Shrine. I think it was the LSU Arkansas win back in 2007. They had the football. There was 1 or 2 other things. They have a Darren McFadden display that's there consistently. Dan Hampton, we saw his jersey. So anytime you see, it's always cool if you're just a college football, college baseball, in this case, professional baseball, to just see maybe some players or teams that you admire. But it especially hits home when you see an Arkansas Razorback, either player or some sort of memorabilia of some sort out there.
Yeah, absolutely. And, I was just thinking while you were talking, I was thinking about being in Springfield, Massachusetts earlier this year and going by the College Basketball Hall of Fame. And, Arkansas's got a representation there. And you think about Nolan Richardson when you think about it. So 100%, that'll be cool if you're there and get to see Gage Wood's shoes and Phil's scorebook from that game.
He's still Nolan still has one of the best Hall of Fame speeches of all time. It's fantastic. If you haven't watched it yet, it's definitely worth your time. All right, that is your Hog Update here on a Tuesday. Hog Update, always brought to you by our friends at Mr. Sparky.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8
All right, so we opened up the show with the proper ingredients needed to have a successful first day of school. You mentioned new
have
shirt,
kicks, man. You got to have the shoes.
Christian, you mentioned backpack, and also you just, would you say car?
And a new car.
Did you guys go?
I don't think they have student parking at the elementary.
Prior to your first day at a middle school or high school or junior high, did y'all go the week before? I know nowadays they have orientation of some sort. Did you go before to just get your bearings,
open
have
house?
an idea? Yeah, or did you just show up and risk it?
We've done the open house thing, but both of my kids are going back to the same buildings they've been in.
Okay, so it's not.
They didn't really need it.
Out of the norm or anything.
They didn't want to go, actually.
Let's ask our friend David Rath, the Rath Mitsubishi. David, what was the proper thing you needed for a first day of school back then? I know you've got kids. You want to get them all ready. What's the proper way to go about this?
Man, I did some back-to-school shopping with my kids just the other day, and we were looking at notebooks and stuff, and we were a little bit picked over. But I remember when I was a kid, if you didn't have the coolest the coolest cool folders and cool, notebook covers or whatever. I don't even remember what the brand was, but there were a few of those that had the coolest designs and stuff on them.
Yep.
If you were coming in with just the plain old, black or red spiral notebook, you were missing out, man.
Got to go all out. Would you say Trapper Keeper? Is that what we were talking
someone
about?
Texted that in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Trapper Keeper. That's something.
Trapper Keeper is a good move, too.
That's the way. Well, I know you probably did that during the tax-free weekend, and you guys are still doing something like that, David, at Rath Mitsubishi and Rath Auto Resources through this Saturday.
Yeah, we're keeping the game going, man. We're doing that sales tax paid when you trade through the end of this weekend. So, we've moved a lot of metal that way, too. Both stores have just been selling cars like crazy, trading for a lot of stuff, paying a lot of taxes for people. And we got just a little bit of time left on that. So, and that applies to the new cars at the Mitsubishi store, too. That's not just pre-owned. So you've got some stackable incentives on the new car thing, right? You still get your rebate. You still get, if you do the incentivized rate, all that stuff, you don't have to pick. You can pick whatever Mitsubishi's offering and get your state sales tax paid. So we got a lot of great stuff going on there on both sides.
They help you at both sides of the tunnel, both in Springdale at Rath Mitsubishi and in Fort Smith at Rath Auto Resources. David, make sure that your kids have everything they need for the first day of school, and we'll chat with you next week, man.
Sounds good, man. Y'all have a good one.
All right. I appreciate the notebook response, considering my planner. I mean, I spent, I think, $25 on this planner, which to me was quite a good investment when you look at how much I'm going to use it. When we come back, Morning Rush Daily Question as we continue on a Tuesday.
I may mispronounce his name, but Talon Green.
This is the Morning Rush.
Minds don't change, hearts don't.
Fans, this is Elizabeth.
This is Robert. And this is Matt. We're with the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville, your headquarters for all things Razorback.
From clothing items like Nike, Champion, Cutter & Buck, Tommy Bahama, and many more,
to a wide range of home, office, and fan cave decorations.
We even have furniture, a pool table, stuff for the yard, garden, and too much other stuff to mention.
So no matter if you're headed to the game or watching from your living room, stop by the Stadium Shop at 989 South Razorback Road in Fayetteville. That's 989 South Razorback Road in Fayetteville.
Or call us at 479 Stadium. That's 479-782-3486.
or stop by the Interweb store at shoponrazorback.com.
Whoa, that's a first, Dad. You actually got it right. How'd you do that?
Well, I use that Googleator thing.
And we're back.
Anyway, that was shoponrazorback.com.
The largest Razorback store south of the North Pole, and I have a plaque to prove it.
Folks, it just does not get more Razorback than us.
Go
Hogs.
Listen up, crappie anglers. When it comes to crappie fishing, there's only one baby shad. The original baby shad, crappie fishing's #1 selling bait. Featuring a sleek back, streamlined belly, and quivering tail, that bait just won't stop moving, no matter the temps, no matter the conditions. Built for dead sticking and action-based techniques also, the original baby shad gets right to the point, catching slabs and filling freezers. Bobby Garland Crappie Baits, the leader in crappie fishing innovation.
Quit telling me it's the most Arkansas thing ever. No, it's not. Because the most Arkansas... No, you're wrong.
This is the Morning Rush.
Here's some exciting news for golf enthusiasts. The Golf Nut is thrilled to announce new arrivals for 2025, including Callaway Elite Woods and Irons, the new generation Pro V1 and Pro V1X golf balls, as well as a full range of lab putters, including the latest OZ model. Schedule a lesson or fitting on one of our indoor simulators to elevate your game. Visit the Golf Nut at 5121 Towson Avenue and experience golfing greatness for over 30 years.
Are you ready to indulge in an unforgettable fine dining experience? Then come join us at Uncorked, where every meal is a masterpiece, crafted with the finest ingredients to tantalize your taste buds. And with our extensive selection of cocktails, wine, craft beer, and bourbons, we've got something for everyone. So why not take a break from the ordinary and join us on Phoenix Avenue next to Sodi's? Come savor the moment with us at Uncorked, where every visit is a celebration.
Hey, it's Matt Jones. If the weather has raked your roof and you need a roofing company you can trust, call my friends at Patriot Brothers Roofing. They are licensed, bonded, insured, and lifetime River Valley residents located in Van Buren.
Thanks, Matt. We are also the only roofing company in the River Valley that installs a full CertainTeed integrity roof system and registers a 50-year warranty directly with CertainTeed. Avoid the door knockers and storm chasers. We are local and we will be here long after the storm chasers are gone.
Check out PatriotBrothersRoofing.com or call 479-652-9479.
Patriot Brothers Roofing, because your home deserves only the best.
Are you a middle-aged man feeling low on energy, struggling with weight gain, a decreased libido, or even battling depression? You don't have to feel this way any longer. Hi, this is Stephen Pittman, a licensed nurse practitioner and expert on testosterone replacement therapy. At Pittman TRT in Fort Smith, our priority is to restore your vitality and energy the way you felt in your 20s. No need to drive an hour or more.
Call Pittman TRT today at 479-274-1747 or check them out online at pittmantrt.com. Pittman TRT. Get back to feeling like your old self again.
When your carpets, upholstery, and floors look dirty and stained, call your local Service Master Clean at 646-4087. Service Master Clean is an industry leader and can remove the toughest stains from your home or office. And they back their work with a satisfaction guarantee. Eliminate dirt and grime from your carpet, hardwood, tile, and laminate floors. Call your local Service Master Clean, 479-646-4087. That's 646-4087 or online at servicemasterpc.com.
It's sad that we live in an unsafe world, but we do. Would you be able to show the police who was at your home if something was taken? Guardtronic installs alarm systems as well as camera systems. We here at ESPN rely on our Guardtronic installed cameras to keep an eye on what's going on around our building, as many of you do. Guardtronic has been serving the River Valley for over 60 years. Call Guardtronic for a free estimate so you'll be able to show the police who the bad boys are that took your belongings. License E50.
I've got a confession to make. I'm on my phone way too much, and most of the time, it's a waste. Hey, it's Ty Richardson for Janmart gas stations and convenience stores. There are some apps that are worth your time, such as the Janmart Rewards app. It includes top deals, the latest promotions, plus rewards that keep you coming back. Anytime I stop by the pump or register, my loyalty number is being utilized. Keeping up with my points and offers is easy. Download the Janmart Rewards app today in the iTunes or Google Play Store. Janmart, the leading gas station and convenience stores in Arkansas.
From the job site to the deer lease, Wheeler Power Sports in Fort Smith has what you need to get it done. When it comes to serious utility, Polaris and Kawasaki lead the way. Now with the all-new Polaris Ranger 1500 and the powerful Kawasaki Ridge. Some models come fully loaded with enclosed cabs and HVAC. Call or text 479-783-5822 or visit WheelerPowersports.com. Wheeler Power Sports in downtown Fort Smith, keeping the good times rolling since 1967.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Time for the Carpat Social Morning Rush Daily Question.
All right, you men. I'm going to ask you a question, and I want you to answer to the best of your ability.
It's going to be a quick answer to an incredibly terrible, long question.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Check out Nate and Christian's Place in Lowell online at carpatsocial.com.
All right, we've been talking about back to school, and probably by tomorrow, the vast majority of our listening audience will be back in school session. We're talking about the things you need to have, you know, whether it's a new pair of shoes or a new shirt. If you could go back in time, what would be the one thing from a school lunchroom you'd eat again?
Oh, that's a good question. My sixth grade meal was a Dr. Pepper and a thing of Tic Tacs. My dad found out, he got mad at me. So
Tic Tacs?
That was my lunch.
Tic Tacs?
For months, yeah.
That's not a meal. Dr. Pepper and Tic Tacs?
Dr. Pepper. That was before
low on protein
they came
there.
in and wiped out the good stuff. I eat like sodas and all that. What would I eat if I could go back and do it all over again? Maybe just the square pizza.
That was what the rectangular. You know, it's not even square. It's like a rectangle piece of pizza.
I don't miss cafeterias, man. Food now, what I can eat now versus what I had to subject myself to back then. But if I had to pick one item, it would be that. I also, it's not a food item, it's a drink, but just the carton of chocolate milk. I am a chocolate milk fiend.
In the paper carton.
Yeah, in the paper carton, the way it's meant to be drank. That is so good. Like just that little small, you get 2 or 3 of them. Oh, yeah, that would be the drink of choice, and then the food of choice would just be the square pizza.
What they have at the in the old Hamburg cafeteria
that's what
there.
They had. It was about as simple as it gets. Yeah, but I mean, you're gonna eat it because you're hungry at that time.
Yeah.
I mean, I ate it every time.
The school cheeseburger wasn't anything to write home about.
That's what I mean. B in Clarksville and Shane says the rectangular pizza.
Yeah, I think it's the pizza.
It's going to be consensus. Pizza's good. Pizza's good all the time, but you didn't like that. You said the hamburger wasn't anything.
It was a cafeteria hamburger, cheeseburger. The nacho bar, like on Fridays, they do a nacho bar.
Mm-hmm.
That was pretty good.
I forget. Maybe it was because someone was joking with me earlier about did they not have uniforms at Catholic? Went to Little Rock Christian, not Catholic. But I think if I remember right, certain schools, and this might be a Northwest Arkansas thing, maybe it's a Little Rock thing, but they would like cater in restaurants like Chick-fil-A and some of these other places during the week. So you had the opportunity, like You have that when you go to college, meal trade, but in high school, that was a big thing. Plus, off-campus lunch was cool. Did you guys get that when you were at Southside?
No. We'd sneak out sometimes, and you could run. There was a Taco Bell. If you drove fast, you could get there and get back.
There you go.
Then they kind of started cracking down on us a little bit.
Gavin says the rectangle. Oh, this actually, this jumps over the pizza, the chicken rings.
Yep.
I decided. Thank you, Gavin in Fayetteville. Stephen in Fort Smith says the school grilled cheese. Spring Riverhawk says stromboli. JT said his high school served turkey and dressing, and it was pretty good. Jesse in Springdale saying the potato bar was his favorite. Stephen Parrish says the rolls they made. And then Shane also says that they had a baked potato bar once a month as well, and he took full advantage of that. I think that I had forgotten, it's been so long, chicken rings, because like Burger King has the chicken fries, which I always love, but chicken rings back in the day, you ate like 30 of them.
You just wonder what part of the chicken's that coming from.
As a kid,
it has to be,
as a kid, you don't care. Those were
the lips and the ears. I think that's what you're getting.
Well, it tastes good. They put the artificial preservatives and whatever else they need to put in there, and it tastes good. As a kid, you drown it in ketchup. It was fantastic. Thank you, Gavin, for texting that. I had forgotten about that.
All right. So, what's your in honor of back to school time? What was your favorite cafeteria food back in the day at school? You can call or text Lewis Automotive Group hotline 877-377-6963. That's the Morning Rush Daily Question presented by our buddies at Cart Pass Social.
122 Grant Place in Lowell, the #1 indoor golf facility in all of Arkansas. Christian Olson, Nate Garhan, two Rogers guys, two college buddies of mine that have put together this awesome place. Over a year old now. You can stop in for team building exercise, birthday party. We've got college football that begins shortly. You can take advantage of that. NFL Sundays, you can watch it at Cart Pass Social, and you can hang out. TVs everywhere. BYOB. Check it out. CartPassSocial.com. All right, Tommy, I know your favorite preseason poll has come out, the AP poll. We'll talk with Tom about where he ranked things coming up in just a bit. Texas is at 1. Penn State is at 2. We can start there. So Texas, we brought this up. It's been like 7,156 some odd days, maybe a little more than that since they've actually won a national championship. The expectation is they'll not only compete, but possibly win. Can Penn State be that third straight Big Ten team? I don't see it. They can't beat Ohio State. Most of the time, they can't beat Michigan. I know they got Aller coming back, but I don't see James Franklin as a national champion head coach. But I didn't necessarily see Ryan Day or Jim Harbaugh, so maybe he breaks the mold and keeps the Big Ten train trucking.
Well, I think the best news about this preseason poll is that it means Texas won't win the national championship, right? Yeah. Preseason #1, probably not going to go wire to wire, right? So I like that. I kind of like your belief in what you're thinking with Penn State. I'd probably want to look at the schedules with the Penn State and Ohio State a little more. Clemson at 4. I think we get into a little bit of name brand here.
Yeah.
You know, you think about Texas, Penn State, Ohio State, Clemson, Georgia, Notre Dame. Not taking a chance, Benny, in this poll on anyone in the top 10 that's not a household name in college football.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
LSU at 9 is a little surprising.
Their win total is 8.5.
How about Bama at 8? You think Bama at 8's a surprise?
Yeah, a little bit.
They announced Ty Simpson as their starter, or I should say, there are reports that Ty Simpson's been named starter. They get LSU in Tuscaloosa this year. I don't think so. I think they got Ryan Grubb back, who's been DeBoer's OC for a while, and they got him back to Tuscaloosa after I think he went to Seattle this past season. I think there's a lot higher expectations this year than maybe there was last year. Who is the SEC team that is in most vulnerable to fall out of the top 25?
Ole Miss.
Think Ole Miss? Why do you think that, Big C?
Well, their quarterback, I don't think a lot of people are a believer in their quarterback, and his name is escaping me. I know he's
Austin Simmons.
Yeah, I know he's been there. He's kind of like a system guy, and he's a lefty. I don't know. Not too many great lefty quarterbacks out there, but I don't know. I don't know if he's a difference maker. I don't know if he's a difference maker at quarterback. And, some people don't even have Ole Miss in their top 25.
So should these top 25, and I thought about doing this for our Morning Rush Daily Question, should top 25 polls be considered a prediction of how the postseason will go, or just kind of a snapshot of where you think they are now? I want to ask Tom that coming up. when he joins us in the next hour. When you look at these polls and you write them down, how do you look at this poll? Is this a prediction of what's to come, or just this is the starting spot of where we're at?
I think it's the starting spot. Like Illinois is at 12. Do we think Brett Bielema's team is going to be a college football playoff squad? They're going to be a top 25 team, but I would be hard-pressed to see them, envision them.
I can see Tennessee losing week 1.
So Tennessee is an interesting. They get Syracuse, I think, in Atlanta, maybe week 1. Tennessee is a team that is, if Aguilar doesn't mesh with that football team and his offense and everything else, I could see Tennessee dropping out of the top 25. They lost, and Bruce would be a better guy to tell you what they lost from last year's team. But I could see that being the case. Oklahoma with Mateer. Did you see that Mateer stuff with his betting?
Yeah.
Did you see that?
And
Christian?
put it in Venmo.
Yeah,
and just spelled it out.
For those that and like there's so much AI stuff and various things that can be forged nowadays. Always take photographs and screenshots with a grain of salt. But there is evidence out there of new Oklahoma quarterback, former Washington State quarterback, John Mateer. And again, I don't know if this is fabricated or not. He's since scrubbed his Venmo, so maybe you're thinking that might actually have been him. But he's got in these general context of what the money is for, which for those that use Venmo, you just type in, hey, this is what the money's for, and then you send the amount. He's got sports gambling, UCLA versus USC. He's got another sports gambling Venmo. At least he paid his debts.
Could
I mean, if you want to
better than Brian and Ozark. Right?
Yeah.
What's the penalties for this?
Probably. I
mean,
if they could prove it to be true, I would imagine you would be
suspended.
Maybe maybe a career-ending suspension.
I don't, because was it Bohannon, Alabama, the coach?
Yeah, the Alabama baseball coach.
Phil can help me on this. I'm forgetting the.
No, you got it right.
It's Bohannon.
Yeah.
Okay, so he was there. What did he?
Give
a friend information.
He didn't bet himself, but gave information to someone who made an unusual bet on some live betting during a baseball game, and it got tracked back to him. So, and he was done. So, yeah, I would imagine, coaches, they give you a show cause order. I don't know what you do with a player, but it'd be enough. But I'm like you. I mean, how dumb do you have to be to put the actual? To me, it raised my eyebrows that it said sports gambling. Who describes it like that? And then UCLA, USC, whatever it was in the description. Would you type it out in Venmo like that? Even if you weren't an athlete? No, you wouldn't. You wouldn't.
Yeah. That's weird.
That's what makes me think it's maybe not authentic.
You don't think? Okay,
or he's joking.
Yeah, whenever
that ain't fun. I mean that.
Well, think
you're gonna cause yourself a lot of problems if you think that's a joke.
Think about what's going on in Norman right now with Venables and him, his family, and everything else. I mean, this was thought of maybe the best incoming transfer quarterback in the SEC, or at least one of them. And there are expectations in Norman. If Venables doesn't win 7, 8, maybe even 9 games, they're going to find a new coach potentially. So to have all this now 18 days out prior to Oklahoma's season, which is Illinois State, it's not that big of a deal. But I know college football coaches are paid an abnormal amount of money to deal with stuff like this. But, man, I would be so hacked off if I was Brent Venables having to deal with this as well.
Well, it's a distraction you don't need. But in the end, I mean, just when you look at it and you read it, does it make sense to you?
So you think it's more of a joke?
I don't know that it's a joke, or like you said, with AI, I saw a picture of John Gruden with a Razorback shirt, hat, and coaching headset on yesterday. Okay, on the sideline. Okay, with AI these days, I don't know what to believe.
You always have to second guess and look as close. It's hard to authenticate.
Say it out loud. I mean, but people do stupid things every day. So, hey, lunchtime's not far away. What is it? Almost 10 o'clock. Time to start thinking about lunch. Arts Barbecue, Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith. They're back at it today. They got their pork chops on special. 2 big, thick, meaty pork chops with 2 sides of your choice. Just $9.99. That's the Tuesday special every week at Arts. The smoked half chicken is awesome. They'll have, right now, the baby back ribs are coming off the smoker. They're almost cutting and slicing those within the hour for lunch today. So if you're thinking lunch, you're already hungry, it's 9:53, and I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'm hungry now. How about Arts? Rogers Avenue next to Buddy's, 452-2550. You can have it ready in that pickup window at 11 a.m. this morning. That's Arts on Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith.
Tom Murphy joins us on the other side. What's happening in fall camp, plus his thoughts on the AP poll.
For a fence that stands out and stands strong? Call the Fence Man, 479-782-3936. Serving the Fort Smith area for over 40 years, the Fence Man builds custom, one-of-a-kind fences, residential, commercial, and high security. Need automatic gates? The Fence Man does it. Need financing? You got it. 18-month financing is available. Get your free quote today at thefencemanAR.com or call 479-782-3936. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work.
Fans, this is Elizabeth.
This is Robert. And this is Matt. We're with the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville, your headquarters for all things Razorback.
From clothing items like Nike, Champion, Cutter & Buck, Tommy Bahama, and many more,
to a wide range of home, office, and fan cave decorations.
We even have furniture, a pool table, stuff for the yard, garden, and too much other stuff to mention.
So no matter if you're headed to the game or watching from your living room, stop by the Stadium Shop at 989 South Razorback Road in Fayetteville. That's 989 South Razorback Road in Fayetteville.
Or call us at 479-STADIUM. That's 479-782-3486.
or stop by the Interweb store at shoponrazorback.com.
Whoa, that's a first, Dad. You actually got it right. How'd you do that?
Well, I use that Googleator thing.
And we're back.
Anyway, that was shoponrazorback.com.
The largest Razorback store south of the North Pole, and I have a plaque to prove it.
Folks, it just does not get more Razorback than us.
Go
Hawks.
Listen up, crappie anglers. When it comes to crappie fishing, there's only one baby shad. The original baby shad, crappie fishing's #1 selling bait. Featuring a sleek back, streamlined belly, and quivering tail, that bait just won't stop moving, no matter the temps, no matter the conditions. Built for dead sticking and action-based techniques also, the original baby shad gets right to the point, catching slabs and filling freezers. Bobby Garland Crappie Baits, the leader in crappie fishing innovation.
This is the Morning Rush.
Hey everyone, David Rath here with Rath Auto Resources. Since the state's giving you a tax-free weekend, we figured we'd go one better. 2 weekends of state sales tax paid when you trade, and all the weekdays in between. Just bring in your old car and upgrade to the road-ready certified pre-owned vehicle of your choice and get state sales tax paid. Get state sales tax paid when you trade. Just another reason why all the happiest drivers are rolling with Rath. Rath Auto Resources, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith. RathAutoFortSmith.com.
Calling all biscuit lovers. Hardee's limited edition blueberry biscuits are the stuff of biscuit dreams. Our famous buttermilk biscuits with summer's favorite berries baked in, served warm, and drizzled with icing. Don't miss your chance to try this special summertime treat while blueberry biscuits are still in season and ripe for the picking. Only at Hardee's. Goodness in the making. Order ahead on the Hardee's app. Participation may vary. Exclusions apply by time of day.
The paint store in Van Buren is still the place to go to when doing the job right really matters. Our unique line of Richards paint products was chosen by me to perform for you. This is Sue, and my 35 years of experience ensures you get the right paint and the right color. That's important to you and me. Thank you for your support. Come see what I'm talking about. 1414 Fayetteville Road, the paint store, Van Buren.
Valley Family Dental at the entrance to Riley Farms provides every type of dental care and procedure for you and your family. General dentistry, braces, implants, same-day crowns, and cosmetics. Dr. Sparkman, Farmer, and now Dr. Blaine Van Nice work to give all of their patients a better life with a better smile. Valley Family Dental, 5901 Riley Park Drive, Suite A at the entrance to Riley Farms. Let them know you heard this on ESPN Radio and receive $300 off a snore guard. Valley Family Dental, 479-226-3500 for an appointment or visit valleyfamilydentalpractice.com.
Who can you trust to sell your home for the most money with the least amount of drama? You need a team of agents with decades of experience, commitment, and of course, tens of thousands in marketing. I'm talking about the Limbird team. Tara Limbird Real Estate Group has sold over $1 billion in real estate. Tara's team can give you a cash offer in 72 hours or use Tara's high-octane marketing to sell your home quite possibly for thousands over asking. Find out more at limbirdteam.com. LIMBIRD.
Are you an electrician that's looking for a smaller, non-corporate job? Well, I'm here in studio with Sloan Walker of Sloan Electric, starting 40, 45 hours a week, anywhere from $20 to $28 an hour, depending on the experience.
Yeah, that's all correct. We offer competitive pay. We have 6 paid major holidays. I'm working on some other benefits to go with those for my current employees and future employees. Best way to get in contact with me is just give me a phone call or text at 479-461-4302. Sloan Electric. We can power up together.
Roback's got the gear for your perfect summer day. Shop polos, hoodies, Q-zips, and much more in the American Summer Collection at Roback.com.
Roback made finding the perfect pair of pants or shorts much easier. They're a clean fit with comfortable premium fabric. They look great on and off the golf course. So shop at Roback.com for the Delta pants and shorts.
You're going to get 20% off your first order. Just use the code RUSH25 at Roback.com.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, lots of sunshine, a chance of seeing some widely scattered showers and storms. Our high temperatures this afternoon, low to mid 90s. Later on tonight, partly to mostly cloudy skies, a chance of showers and scattered thunderstorms. An overnight low will drop down upper 60s to low 70s. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by Forest Green Incorporated, committed to setting the standard of excellence since 1936.
KERX Paris Fort Smith. The Bud Light Countdown is on. Arkansas football begins in 18 days.
We have a lot of ingredients and we have to cook the meal. Now we got to make sure, okay, it's not mildew or it's not spoiled. So we have the right pieces. We just have to put it all together.
Live from the Busch Light Studios, this is The Morning Rush with Ty Richardson and Tommy Kraft.
The right pieces, the right ingredients. You hope you have those for this upcoming football season as we're 18 days out. And some of you, hopefully your kids have the right pieces and right ingredients to have a good first day of school. I got a picture of my niece this morning. She's off for her first day of school. Now, in hour number 1, Tommy, you made me aware, and I didn't know this. Kids don't have lockers? Like your kids don't have lockers?
My kids
nowadays?
have not had lockers since COVID.
They just did away with
We don't
them?
have books anymore.
It's all online.
Yeah, it's all on your Chromebook.
That's
they
why
give you.
I can't imagine not going to your locker in between classes.
Don't have what are you going to put in a locker now?
That's
6-pack of beer? What? I mean, what are you going to put in there?
That's just wild. Can you imagine going to school without a locker?
No, because we had to. Why did you go to your locker in between classes?
Get your books.
To get your books for that class.
You had your backpack, and you didn't want to always lug around all your books.
And sometimes you had, because your locker was too far, you had to take books for 2 classes with you. But no, you don't have that anymore.
Man, that's I know things have changed. Even
Can't
since
shove anybody in a locker anymore.
Yeah, you can't do that.
Dude,
things have changed.
Remember, you'd have to. All right, you turn it. What is it? 12 to the right, then you twist it 36 left, 24 right. You'd have to get that combination going.
We were in it at one point when I was in
That
middle
wasn't
school.
easy either. That was hard. That's like learning to tie your shoes when you're 6. Learning how to do that thing,
And
then it became like nothing.
You're getting bumped. Like this is like it's kind of hectic because everyone's talking and you're getting bumped on the way to class. It's not the easiest thing to do, but we persevered and we got through it.
Yeah.
And now kids these days don't even know about lockers and the impacts they have on you growing up.
Tom Murphy in just a sec. It's not his first day back at school. He's been on the beat for Razorback football and their camp. We'll talk to him coming up, brought to you by the Arkansas Beef Council. Hey, when it's time to spruce up your existing home or even build a brand new one, trust the experts at Farm Credit of Western Arkansas to help you choose the right financing option that's best for you. Go to myaglender.com or drop by any of the Farm Credit of Western Arkansas's 25 locations today and get started on building more family memories.
Man, he's been growing. Like, he's a guy, if you really look at it, Cam and Justin, they really have SEC experience up front.
And you'll always like to have that on your defensive line as we bring in our buddy Tom Murphy, Whole Hog Sports, Arkansas Democrat Gazette via the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. Tom, a lot's been said of Justice Boone in the offseason, whether it's T-Will, Deke Adams, his teammates. It was hot take money for us yesterday. I feel like that he might lead Arkansas in sacks. What What has Arkansas got in the Florida transfer that looks to be pretty prominent on the defensive line this year?
Yeah, well, good morning, guys. I guess there's a chance if Quincy Rhodes gets off to a big start and starts getting some double teams and chipping and stuff, the Justice could do that. But my money would be on Quincy at this point. But they need something out of Boone. I mean, there's no doubt about it. When you look at what the other transfers like Talley, Philip Lee, Frank Mulipola, I haven't seen a move on any of those three guys who are all transfers. And, was Charleston Collins ready to contribute? Maybe. So I think they really need something out of Boone because if they don't, and you have to be creative and send 5 guys on their blitz or even 6, the teams are going to eventually exploit that and, dump it to their backs or just hit little flip routes to their tight ends and make you pay for sending the extra people. So they have got to feel somewhat confident that at times they can send 4 and get pressure on the quarterback, move him off his mark.
So first scrimmage, fall camp happened this past Saturday. Apparently Talon went off. Tom, anything else stand out from what you heard from Coach Pittman reacting to his team on Saturday?
Yeah, it was really a lot of things. Mike Washington had a huge game. I think he scored 3 touchdowns. He had a pass apparently like a little wheel route or something that a linebacker didn't track. It'd be a second-team linebacker who went unnamed yesterday, but didn't track him, and he turned that into a 62-yard gain, and then he scored a rushing touchdown. Then he did some more damage. So Mike Washington, probably one of the sensations of the summer and in camp for this team. And then, Monte Harrison, another couple of passes from KJ Jackson today with the 2s. They certainly have some chemistry, and I would like to see that to the point where Monte gets, some more chemistry with the 1s. But anyway, I think we'll see more out of Monte this year, and apparently we're going to talk to Taylor Green and KJ Jackson today, along with Bobby Petrino. So it should be a very enlightening day.
Tom, you mentioned Mike Washington. So, like you said, he's had a good fall camp. He's had a good spring. I mean, they have just been talking him up all offseason. Braylon, not so much in the spring. Apparently he picked it up in fall. What are you kind of expecting from what you watched and listened to from Colby Smith and Pittman and Petrino in regards to kind of what the carries look like this upcoming season for those guys?
Yeah, well, they're not going to just tell you, we're going to go 40% this guy, 30% this guy. They're just not going to do that. It's always who's the hot hand in the game and all that. But what you see in Mike Washington is a guy who comes from upstate New York and has probably always been fighting that battle against, wasn't recruited highly enough, wound up at New Mexico State, wanted to show he can make it in the SEC. And they're saying speed, they're saying physicality, and I can't wait to see him on the field. I hope he stays healthy because he has been the talk of this camp. And basically how you go about your work. They say he doesn't say a lot. He just works. And all your teammates see that. His team won. There were 10 summer captains, and his team that he captained won the overall summer conditioning deal. And that speaks volumes to him and basically leadership through a little bit of just showing it on the field and showing it in practice,
Tom Murphy with us, brought to you by the Arkansas Beef Council. You can read Tom's work at Whole Hog Sports or in the Arkansas Democrat Gazette. Heard from linebackers yesterday. One of the interesting things I think that came out of that time with the media is Stephen Dix Jr. was talking about this. They were talking about some of the younger players, but also crediting the chemistry built within the team. And was it bowling and paintball that they did together over the summer? Said was 2 of the better team building exercises.
Yeah, that did come up yesterday, and I think several position groups have done the bowling. I know at least a couple have done the paintball, but the linebackers took it even further and did one of those escape rooms. And that's just not physicality and bowling, skills that you equate with football. It's a little bit more mental, putting things together and, making associations. I've done some escape rooms. They're fun. So that was a little outside the box. But all those types of things, making your room bond, like we heard with the running backs, we all love each other. And I don't know if that's 100%, because there's guys who are going to be eager to, win the reps that you're getting, and that kind of thing. But we do hear of really solid team unity with this squad. And I think Sam Pittman really realizes that when you're kind of in that underdog mentality, the closer you are as a team, the more you're a brotherhood and do for each other, the better chance you have of winning close games. And, it all plays into a winning or losing a game, winning or losing a drive or a play. And the tighter you are, the better chance you have of success.
Yeah. Trent Whalen and Andrew Harris, backup linebackers, they came up in the conversation. Stephen Dix was quick to praise those guys that are kind of in the second line behind him and Xavier Sorey.
He was. And, if you think back over the past 12, 15 years that I've been covering Arkansas football, they just haven't really gone super deep at linebacker. And so I'm curious to see, Bradley Shaw is clearly the third linebacker, and Travis Williams said they will have sets with three linebackers. So we know the first three, Sorey, Dix, and Shaw. Number 4 right now could be Andrew Harris and Whalen. If when we see the backups come in against Alabama A&M in week 1, we're going to see those guys. And then Tavion Wallace, with the depth you have at linebacker, certainly you'd want to redshirt him, but you give him a look in that first game. It's kind of like last year with Pine Bluff. All the units got work in that game, and then you determine who you want to try to get in 4 games or more, or who you want to put on special teams and play all year. That's going to play a big role between who redshirts and who doesn't. But that's 6 deep at linebacker right there. And Wyatt Simmons, they say, is just really eager, coach's son, never stops. So, and that's 7 right there. And I don't know if you'd be comfortable in the middle of an SEC game with Wallace and Simmons in the game, but they're trying to develop them up and to have depth. They need that.
Yeah. Let's flip sides of the line. I want to talk about the offensive line, the right side. I know there's some pretty good battles going on. They feel like they're set with Kittler at center, and the left side seems to be a little more settled at this point. What are you seeing through the scrimmage on Saturday? I know Kobe Branham's back in the mix, Amarian Harris. What's the battle at guard and tackle on the right side look at 18 days out?
Right. Well, judging from the last few days, Branham, the Fort Smith kid, has been running with the ones along with Amarian Harris. And it seems to me like Branham has gotten an edge right now over Keyshawn Blackstock at right guard, and Harris has an edge over McCroy, who's the largest human on that football team at 6'8", whatever his weight is. Super sized guy. So, he didn't play at Oregon, or he redshirted at Oregon, played minimally. We'll find out if they want to target him for redshirt or if they'll need him to play deeper. But Harris has looked pretty good. I watched him in the rep today, just really nullified Justice Boone on a passing rep during fastballs. But that's just one rep. But Harris has held his ground at right tackle.
Tom Murphy with us, Whole Hog Sports, Arkansas Democrat Gazette. Tom, stepping outside of the scope of what's going on in Fayetteville, AP Top 25 came out yesterday. I know that's something you're involved in. What did you make? Texas at 1, Penn State at 2. I think 10 SEC teams in this list. Anything stand out to you yesterday?
No, nothing super shocking. I voted Ohio State number 1. They're the defending champion, and they're going to have loads of talent. And I know they have questions at quarterback and maybe a few other spots, but they're really solid. They got enough veteran players that I felt, okay, they deserve to be number 1. I understand Texas, too, with, Arch Madness. So it'll all get sorted out early, right? Those two play each other. And there are numerous other, was it Clemson and LSU play? So we got a lot of we've got a lot of top games against ranked teams early on. They're going to start sorting things out.
Yeah, you think about Texas and Ohio State, as you referred to, Clemson and LSU, Alabama against Florida State. A lot of marquee games in this week 1 that I know people are excited for, not just to see Arkansas, but the other games as well. One of those teams, Tom, that finds itself in the top 25 is Oklahoma. They're dealing with some issues within the last 24 to 48 hours of John Mateer allegations of gambling, which in his description on Venmo, for those that haven't seen, he's got that he paid sports gambling to his friend or roommate or whoever between UCLA and USC. Tom, I know things can be fabricated, AI, various things nowadays, easy to Photoshop, but is this a Is this a situation worth monitoring in Norman with their quarterback?
Oh yeah, clearly worth monitoring. And the forensic examinations, I guess, will tell the tale on that one. And I'm not going to make any speculation as to what could happen because I know no particulars. But it would certainly impact Oklahoma's season if Mateer was to be held out some or suspended or what have you, because when you lose Arnold and then you based what you're going to do around Mateer, who's a great dual threat. I did not put Oklahoma in my top 25, and they have to prove it a little bit more to me. And the same with Tennessee. Now, I think Tennessee could play its way into my top 25 quite quickly, but I did not have either of those in my top 25.
Let me ask you about Tennessee then, because Arkansas didn't play Oklahoma, but Tennessee was a team I mentioned earlier that could be in danger of falling out of the top 25. Tom, why are you not an early believer 18 days out?
Yeah, I just got to see. I mean, they lost a good bit defensively. I got to see what happens at quarterback. And, in their system, they're going to put up some offensive numbers. They really dedicate to the run more than people think. I don't know. It's just there's plenty of SEC teams to rank at this point, right? So we'll see what happens with them. And, like the Gators, they're coming off a 7-6 or whatever they were. A lot of hype around them, but they got to show a little more to me before they get ranked.
Yeah, they're 15th in this poll. So who did you have in your poll that let's go through this. The differences in your poll versus the way it came out, and maybe that team that would be a surprising entry on your ballot for a lot of people.
Well, the clear number one on that deal is BYU, which I think was just outside the top 25, and I had them about 11th. And I know they have a little unsettled issue at the quarterback slot. So, but I don't know. I enjoyed going out there to BYU, and they were strong, very strong last year. So to me, as the preseason poll is a total crapshoot. I also had Texas A&M higher than most teams. I just think they're a little bit of a sleeper. They went into the last week of the season. If they beat Texas, and it was a close game, they're in the SEC championship game. So with Marcel Reed coming back and a ton of returning experience, I think A&M might be a bit of a sleeper.
Yeah. Ole Miss at 21, Arkansas's first ranked opponent of the season. How did you feel in your poll about the Ole Miss Rebels?
I looked at that. I think I had them right around that spot. 20, 21, 22, somewhere in there. So I was pretty well on target with them. And then we haven't even talked about Missouri, which coming off of a great year. And I know they weren't ranked. I didn't rank them, but, with their easy schedule, they're probably going to wind up in the ranking.
So if Arkansas went 4-0, beat Ole Miss, beat Memphis, obviously won the first two, would they be a ranked team perhaps when they play Notre Dame? I know that's a tough to answer question, but I'm just wondering what would it take to get Arkansas on the poll, or would they have to beat now ranked 21st Ole Miss and beat a 6th ranked Notre Dame team? That'd certainly put them in, but what would it take to get Arkansas on your ballot?
Yeah, we were talking about that yesterday, as a matter of fact, and I think if they go and beat a ranked Ole Miss team on the road in week 3, and they happen to be 3-0 at that point, I think they'd be in the poll right then. And then if you can hold on and beat Memphis, and you're 4-0, then certainly they'd be probably in the teens, I would think, with Notre Dame rolling in.
Interesting stuff. Oklahoma at 18. You mentioned you had them on the outside. Arkansas plays A&M, who's 19th in this poll. Brett Bielema's team's at 12 with Illinois. I thought that was eyebrow-raising, as well as SMU, who made the playoffs last year. They check in at 16.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I had both of them ranked. I think Illinois is right around that spot, maybe 11 in my poll, and SMU about the same, right about where they were. So both teams coming off really good years. I mean, Brett knows how to build a team, particularly a Big Ten style of team. There just happened to be more physical teams in the SEC when he was here at Arkansas, but at his height in 2015, they won 9 games. Probably should have won 10 or 11 that year. You think back to Toledo, Mississippi State games. Yeah, could have won double digits that year.
Texas Tech too.
Yeah, they've spent a ton of money this year. Hey, Texas Tech, I was just thinking about them into the poll and all the money they spent. They've got to be expecting more than their initial ranking, at least as the season unfolds. Just real quick, is this the hardest ballot you put together when you've got no information, all the transfers, or is It's just total crap. How do you approach this first one? Because I would think it would be one of the more difficult top 25s to put together when you have virtually no evidence to support anything.
Exactly. What I did is I pulled up every online poll that had already been released, and I just looked them over, read about certain teams. For instance, I had USC ranked, and they're out of the poll. It's like I said earlier, total crapshoot. I got to get this phone call, guys.
All right.
I love y'all.
See you.
See you, Tom.
Tom Murphy with us every Tuesday and Thursday here on the Morning Hour. I would think that would be the hardest one to put together. And that's why I think it's so brand name heavy. Texas, Penn State, Ohio State, Clemson, Georgia, Notre Dame, Oregon, Alabama, LSU, all in your top 10. No dark horses there. I mean, you really got to get, I wouldn't consider Illinois a dark horse. You got to get maybe to SMU at 16, a team that was in the playoff before you'd even say dark horse.
Let's do an exercise real quick. All right, so I'm going to list the team. You tell me if it's a blue blood or not. Christian, you can jump in on this too. Texas, it's a blue blood.
Sure.
You consider Penn State?
Hey, whoa.
In football.
You don't consider them blue blood?
No.
I think they are.
Texas?
No.
Okay.
Penn State? Well, they had, listen, it's been 2 decades since they won a national championship, so maybe there's more truth to that than some Texas fans want to admit. Penn State?
Well, if you're going to go by that, then Penn State can't be one, but Penn State's a blue blood in college football.
Okay,
household name.
Do you consider Clemson one? They won 3 national titles, 2 under Dabo, 1 under Coach.
I noticed you skipped over Ohio State. They're the definition of, right?
You don't really have to do them.
Yeah.
Is Clemson, though?
Not yet. Once Dabo retires and they start losing, well, they're not losing, but once you realize,
I don't think they have decades of they don't have. I know they have the one with Danny Ford in '81.
Yeah,
but they don't have decades of consistent success.
You've got
So
10-win seasons, college football playoff appearances, 2 national championships under Dabo, 1 with Watson, 1 with Lawrence. But
you can find winning results for Texas, Penn State, Ohio State, Georgia, Notre Dame, Alabama, and LSU over multiple decades.
What about Georgia?
No,
they're a blue blood. Yeah,
well, but
100%.
no, just hear me out, because that exact same thing is like Clemson.
Well,
they
but
got
Mark
theirs.
Richt won 10 games every year there. He just couldn't win go to the next level.
You had Dooley and Walker, and then you've had, 2 under Smart? That's the exact same thing Clemson has. It's the exact same.
But it's not like they fell off the map of college football in between. I mean, Mark Richt got fired there for only being able to win 10 games.
And that's what Dabo was
year
doing
after
for a
year
while.
after year after year.
I think that's just interesting considering how similar those two are. Notre Dame, you can still consider them since they had one since?
Yes.
Yep. 100%.
Okay. Oregon?
No.
They're kind of like Clemson to me. They're right outside that conversation.
Bama, yes. LSU, yes. What about Miami as we round out this top 10?
You can't tell the story of college football in the last
Miami.
30 years, 40 years without Miami.
What are they they remind me kind of Texas, honestly.
That's fair, but there's been enough success along the way to put them in the conversation.
Texas last won in 2005.
Miami didn't even win the ACC once.
Miami last won in 2000, I think, because they lost to Ohio State in 22. So it's been like these. I you can't. I think how you framed it, you can't tell the story of college football with 8 or 9 of those teams we just listed, but the gaps for Texas and Miami. Oregon, you'd have to go way back, I think, before they ever won one. They're just different.
All right, Tom Murphy with us Tuesdays and Thursday, brought to you by the Arkansas Beef Council. I'm going to go off script here a little bit. Was in Melbourne last week, played a round of golf at Cooper's Hawk. Where's the #1 burger in Arkansas, according to the Arkansas Beef Council and all your votes out there? Melbourne, Arkansas, at Johnson's Country Cooking. So we stopped in. Now, I did not go with the full Big Daddy, which is a triple.
Oh, man.
Well, it's 3 half-pound patties, dude. 3. I mean, it's a pound, and I no, too much.
Half, one.
What? Last time I added it up, that's a pound and a half. Yeah, bacon, cheese. I mean, everything. It. I'm sure it was glorious. So I just went with a single patty, Big Daddy, and it was very good. So if you're near Melbourne, stop in and you can try the Arkansas Burger of the Year, according to the Arkansas Beef Council. It resides in Melbourne, Arkansas. But you know what? For on a cattle ranch, calves aren't only raised by their mothers, raised by a community of farmers, ranchers, and veterinarians committed to giving them the healthiest, most comfortable life possible. Because for cattle farmers, ranchers, and the moms of those baby calves, animal welfare is the top priority. Together, we bring more beef. It's what's for dinner. It's brought to you by the farmers and ranchers and courtesy of Beef. It's what's for dinner.com.
SEC update when we come back. Billy Napier had a funny comment yesterday. We'll get into this incident with CeeDee Lamb. Plus, Houston Nutt was in Columbia. All that is coming up.
I think it's your girlfriend called.
Text the Lewis Automotive Group hotline, 877-377-6963. Lewis Automotive Group, home of the Lewis Guarantee.
Need assistance with door and window projects? The Home Depot can help. From inspiration and materials to ordering and installation, our free millwork virtual apron service can get you moving and doing. Plus, we speak Spanish too. Our associates can help you tackle complex jobs without you leaving the job site, saving you time and money. Call us at 1-833-HD-APRON or visit homedepot.com/MBA. The Home Depot, how doers get more done.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Being young with unlimited energy to burn. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think you could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
All guys lose their edge when they turn 40. The body has less testosterone. That's why I take Nugenix Total T.
I've heard about Nugenix. That really works?
Since I started taking Nugenix, I'm lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. I feel more energized at work. It's even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try?
Yep, send a text. It's that easy.
Text FORCE to 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. It's the #1 selling testosterone boosting brand at GNC and Walmart. Do it now and they'll also send you a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, their newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text FORCE to 42424. That's FORCE to 42424.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
I didn't think you had it in you.
I'm your huckleberry.
This is the Morning Rush.
Now at Hardee's, 2 hand-breaded chicken tender wraps are only $5. Mix and match your favorite flavors like buttermilk ranch, honey mustard, and spicy. Endless combinations start with 2 warm tortillas, each filled with 100% white meat, juicy on the inside, crispy on the outside, hand-breaded chicken tenders. Any 2 wraps, now just $5. Hardee's, goodness in the making. These items only. Price and participation may vary. Tax not included. Visit restaurant for details.
Storm season is here. Is your roof ready? Hey, it's Matt Jones. If the weather has wrecked your roof and you need a roofing company you can trust, call my friends at Patriot Brothers Roofing. They have the #1 certainty roofing company in Arkansas. They are licensed, bonded, insured, and lifetime River Valley residents located in Van Buren.
Thanks, Matt. We are also the only roofing company in the River Valley that installs a full Certainty integrity roof system and registers a 50-year warranty directly with Certainty. Patriot Brothers Roofing, because your home deserves only the best.
To $11,000 off on select GMC Sierras at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. The GMC Sierra will conquer the road with confidence. Up to $11,000 off, or take 4.9% for up to 84 months. Lease the all-new 2025 GMC Hummer and go 0 to 60 in under 3.9 seconds for as low as $9.99 a month. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. We are professional grade. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith.
Less than 2 seconds left on the clock and no timeouts, Peter. I don't know what they're going to do. Down 3 and way out of field goal range. Truly an unlucky state to be in.
This state has plenty of luck. Last year, 8 Arkansans each won $1 million off a lottery ticket.
State as in a state of being, not... Whoa, touchdown Razorbacks.
This is winning, folks. Every lottery ticket you buy in Arkansas helps fund college scholarships. You could be the next big winner. Call or text 1-800-522-4700 for Problem Gambling Helpline.
World-class trout fishing is the star of the show at Gaston's White River Resort, where a few days away from all the worries and stress will make all right in your world. Gaston's has friendly, experienced guides to help you land your limit. Enjoy your stay at Gaston's in one of their private cottages, or reserve a lodge for up to 20 people. Call now and let Gaston's help you plan your next getaway on the White River. 870-431-5202. That's 870-431-5202. Or learn more at Gastons.com. Gaston's, a first-class time, every time.
When second's making a play, short's got to cover.
A winning insurance strategy doesn't rely on one person.
Good hustle, good hustle.
Communicate with your guys and make sure everyone's in the right coverage. It takes a team that knows its roles well, working together to provide an exceptional experience.
Set the screen. You have to protect yourself. 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah.
At Shelter Insurance, you can count on our local agents and award-winning customer service to help you protect what matters most.
Call Randy Milam in Alma or Brandon Zimmerman in Barley.
Wes, how many people can a large pizza feed?
About 4.
So I should tell Cousin Jeff 1.
Oh, wow. He's a big eater.
The biggest. He once got kicked out of an all-you-can-eat diner because they ran out of food. How many can a small pizza feed?
I'd say 2.
Our small pizza at $15 is a meal for 2? We should advertise this. That goat'll hunt.
Dog.
What you call me?
That dog will hunt.
Wes, dogs are man's best friend. Goats are the true hunters.
Goats?
Billy Goat Jr.'s Grammy was trained to chase squirrels, cats, birds, and rabbits. We could hear her for miles through the brush. And she'd circle them right to us.
You're not serious.
As serious as a meal for 2 for $15.
You're an interesting cat.
What you call me?
A meal for 2 for $15. Eat Jim's RazorbackPizza.com.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game.
ESPN 95.3.
The SEC is the best conference in America.
The tough will survive in this game, and I feel like the SEC is the toughest.
Arkansas is the SEC champion. You know, every game is a dogfight. We're about the tough there is. Week in and week out, you're going to play some of the best, the biggest, the fastest.
The Hawks have finally held the first SEC tournament championship for Arkansas.
Where opponents' dreams come to die.
This is your SEC update on the Morning Rush.
TJ on schedule. How close is he to the full workload? Game Saturday. You're opening Saturday. Was he ready?
Yeah, we don't play Saturday.
That was Florida head coach Billy Napier when asked about if DJ Lagway was ready to go if they played a game on Saturday. He was like, oh, we don't play Saturday. So
Coach got him on a technicality there.
I thought that was kind of funny hearing him discuss that. I know Lagway's health has been a big concern in Gainesville and across Florida for Gators fans, as he's one of the more prominent quarterbacks in this league heading into his sophomore season, and his health is still just kind of up in the air at this point. He was in that boot a week or so ago. I don't know if he's still in it or not, but something to keep an eye on when you have the toughest schedule in all of college football. I know that's hard hearing as a Razorback fan, but Florida actually has a tougher schedule.
Yeah, but Arkansas, when you just look at we were talking about the poll with Tom, and what is it, 6 of the teams in the preseason poll are on your schedule. There's 2 more SEC teams, Florida and South Carolina, I guess, that aren't on your schedule. So Oklahoma would be another one. So I mean, it's just amazing that. And listen, by the time you get done, you may end up playing 8 ranked teams. Mississippi State, maybe Auburn won't make it. We'll just see it. Auburn certainly could get in there. There's every team on your schedule past Notre Dame, and Ole Miss already in there, has a chance probably to be ranked at some point.
Yeah, I think that's a fair point. Outside of Mississippi State and Memphis, maybe could.
I mean, but if State wins a few games, you play such quality teams, you got a chance to get in the poll if you win. I don't think State or Auburn maybe will fall in those categories, but Missouri's certainly there. I mean, you just go down the list. They're either there now or will be at some point.
You asked a good question of Tom earlier, kind of staying within the SEC football thought. If you go to Oxford and win that game September the 13th, week 3, will you be ranked? I would guess so, but if you follow it up with the win against Memphis, who's traditionally been one of the best Group of 5 schools, I would say you'd absolutely be ranked. I think something to wonder about is that Notre Dame team, who, for those that don't know, they got to play Miami and Texas A&M before they come to Fayetteville. There's no guarantee that Notre Dame, I don't listen to Zach on this all the time, there's no guarantee that they will be without 1, maybe 2 losses heading to Fayetteville.
No, I mean, that's, no one talks about that part. Do you really want them to have a loss or 2, or would you rather just
have a
chance to clip them off undefeated?
Yeah, see, that's where I go back and forth.
It would be a huge upset. Arkansas's it's going to be a double-digit underdog. Mm-hmm. If Notre Dame doesn't win by 50, it's a disappointment, Zach. They ought to run them all out. That's the arrogance of the Notre Dame fan. But boy, wouldn't it be sweet? What would you trade to pull that win off?
I have, you weren't here last week when me and Colton did our rankings of the most difficult games on the schedule. I think I had 5 or 6 games that were more difficult than Notre Dame. even though that
Yeah.
might not
I
compute.
think I heard that segment.
Yeah, that
Turned
might
it
not-
off immediately.
that-
So what are these guys talking about?
Well, just like think about the road SEC atmospheres that you have to go into, the games against Missouri. Like, be honest. Who do you think, as an Arkansas fan, you have a better chance of beating there this year? Notre Dame, A&M, or Missouri? I'd say Notre Dame because you can't beat those other two teams. And I know you don't think past has any precedent on what happens, but I do not believe that at all. I never have, and I never will.
I think the lack
You
of
can't-
familiarity between Notre Dame and Arkansas, it kind of benefits Arkansas because they're playing at home. It's like a whole new experience for Notre Dame coming into Arkansas. They've never been to Arkansas. I mean,
They're not going to take us seriously.
Yeah, and I legitimately think you have a better chance to beat Notre Dame than you do Texas A&M and Missouri. And that's sad. But for whatever reason, that's my thoughts on that. All right, continuing your SEC update, Ty Simpson reportedly named Alabama's starting quarterback. Myles Garrett was cited once again for driving over the limit 40 miles per hour more than a 60 mile per hour zone. He was driving 100. He now has 7 road incidents in Cleveland. He did not go to Georgia. He went to Texas A&M. I know people would think he was a Bulldog, being that he has all those citations. And then, as Tommy was talking about, 10 SEC teams in the AP poll. 10. So, and you got...
Pretty good start.
Ole Miss, what would we say? 6. Ole Miss, A&M, Tennessee, LSU, Texas, and Missouri. Is Missouri? Did Missouri sneak in?
OU, right?
Yeah. I guess Missouri didn't...
OU's 18th in the poll. South Carolina is 13th. I don't have it. It's across the room here. South Carolina's in there as well. Teams you don't play.
Surprised,
So-
I'm surprised Missouri is not ranked in the top 25, but I think that they're outside of the coaches poll as well.
Yeah. All right, that's your SEC update brought to you by Joe's Grill and Cantina, where it is Taco Tuesday. Dollar tacos all day today at Joe's Grill and Cantina. Throwback Thursday comes up in a couple of days. All the famous Cuco's platters that made them famous at Joe's, all those flavors come back every Thursday. They'll have a different one on special this week. Plus their house-made salsa and the fresh, crisp chips that's served up every day with every meal. Sizzling fajita skillets and crunchy tacos. You'll find it all, plus the great enchiladas with that homemade brown enchilada sauce. That is outstanding. Full bar, great service, the best Tex-Mex around. It's Joe's Grill and Cantina. 3400 South 74th Street across from Harps. That's Joe's Grill and Cantina, Tex-Mex style.
All right, let's welcome in Ryan in Hot Springs via the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. Ryan, I know you've got some thoughts on the schedule this fall, man.
I do. While y'all are talking about the Notre Dame thing, I don't want to forget it because I saw yesterday. Not sorry if this is false because sometimes there's troll accounts, but I saw where supposedly they've not settled on a quarterback yet for Notre Dame yet. You got to think that's got to, it may not mean anything right now, but it might mean something later in the season if they're still not settled. I'm just saying it's something to keep an eye on, I guess is all I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I don't know anything about their quarterback situation. I'm going to be honest. Rather tell you the truth than lie to you.
Right. Well, because we were talking yesterday a little bit. Part of the reason why I know some of y'all are going to probably think I'm kind of crazy. Part of the reason why I've got us going 8-4 is I just think that Sam knows he's got to have a really good season to get this fan base back on his side, and I think doing something like that, and that may be part of where this has come from. I'm just really hoping he can, because I'm a fan. I don't want to see him run off. I'd like to see him be here for as long as he wants to be here. I guess that may be part of it, but I'll be honest, I'm drinking the Kool-Aid on this offensive line, and I feel like if they can really have a dominant run game, that'll really open up things for Taylor, and that could make this offense be super dynamic.
Well, I think that is the hope that you've finally got this offensive line for the first time since 2021 really back to what you expected for Sam Pittman to be here. I think you're hoping that running game can get going initially, so some of these wide receivers you brought in can get that chemistry with Taylor and everything else. I don't see 8 wins based on the schedule. I think you're just like, even the back end of your first SEC game, you're playing an opponent that's wanted to play you for a century. On the other side, you got one of the best group of fives. You got to go to you got to go to Knoxville, you got to go to Baton Rouge, you've got to go to Oxford, and you got to go to Austin. Like, what SEC team wants to trade their road games for your road games? I don't know if there's one in the league that would want to trade that, especially the back end of your schedule with LSU and Texas to close out the season. You get A&M at home for the first time since 2013. You hope that tide flips, and I hope you're right.
Yeah, it's been a close series in a neutral site, as far as not a close series, close games in a lopsided series. Let me phrase it that way. Can playing at home, be the edge you need to finally get A&M here.
And Ryan, you want to run into Sam Pittman in Fayetteville. You don't want to run into him in Hot Springs. You want him to be here for a while. And I think if people had their druthers, they would take that too. But you can't be at a standstill if you're this football program. We can't have another 6-6 season. Like, what are you selling the fan base on? 6-6, 6-6, 4-8, 6-6. Like, that's not moving. You moved up last year, and that was great. Like, they did what they needed to do. Now you've got to take that next step and get to 7 wins. Easier said than done based on the schedule and everything else you have going against you. I hope you're right, though. I hope they can somehow get to 8 games. I just don't see it.
Part of it too is how close he's been on in-road games. I guess my hope is that Talon finds that extra gear, and those close losses we've been having the last 3 or 4 years can flip it and find a way to win those one possession games. I guess is kind of what I'm hoping for.
I don't think they'll go 0-4 in the SEC games. Here's a stat about Talon Green that needs to be brought up. You know how many passing touchdowns he had against ranked competition last year? Anyone?
3.
5, 3?
Yeah.
0.
Wow.
0 against, and I should specify, ranked SEC competition. Played well against Oklahoma State. But if you're going to pick off one of those road games, Ryan, that you're talking about, like, Talon has got to be a better, like, he had a good game against Auburn, had a good game against Mississippi State, but they were bad last year. If you're going to get one of those road upsets like you're talking about, he has to show out against 3 out of 4 that are ranked. And Tommy, I think you and I both agree Missouri's going to be ranked by the end of this year. So you got to close out your season.
If
with
they're
the
not, it'll be
opponent.
disappointing to them. Yeah, that's for sure. Ryan, thanks for the call.
Yep.
Lewis Automotive Group hotline open 877-377-6963. Is just kind of looking at the Bet Saracen app. A lot of the new lines and stuff are starting to come out. Won't be long. We'll have game lines as we're 18 days out. If you haven't downloaded the Bet Saracen app, be sure and get that now. You can go on in Arkansas regular season win totals. 3+ is minus 1,800. 5+ is minus 220. You can find even on the more the rosier side of it. You can go Arkansas with 8, 9, or 10 regular season wins, plus 1,100 on 9, plus 2,000. 3,000 on 10+ wins.
What's it on 8?
8+. This 8+, plus 550.
So Ryan could bet on that and win himself some money this fall.
To give you an idea, 6+ is plus 115. Pretty much even money right there. So, yeah, that's what you'll find. Bet Saracen, use the promo code WELCOME when you sign up. When you make your first bet and it settles for $25 or more, you'll get $125 in free bets. That's the promo code WELCOME at Bet Saracen, Arkansas's #1 sports betting app.
All right, back to the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. Melvin is in Sardis, Arkansas this morning. Melvin, welcome in.
Well, my mind has been turning just a little bit. I'm not so sure that the Razorbacks wouldn't be better in the Big 12 and get out of this pressure cooker. You laugh.
You want to talk about the Little Rock? What else do we need to talk about? The Little Rock debate. What's another typical radio talking point, Tommy? Little Rock debate.
All right, hang on. Melvin, why you feel that way? I thought you were joking with us. You weren't pulling our leg. Why do you feel that way?
We don't have the money, and we're just look at the overall record of the Arkansas Razorbacks versus SEC teams. And I'm talking about going to the bowl games all the way back. Look at the record. We cannot compete in the SEC regularly. Now, you put us over with Oklahoma State, SMU, and TCU and teams like that, we can compete, and it'd be better on our ego, and we'd be like a Boise State. We'd be in the top 25. You know how many times that the Razorbacks could beat a team like Boise State and be ranked if they wasn't in the SEC?
Why don't we just go ahead and drop down to the Sun Belt? We'll just play Arkansas State and
be fun.
North Texas. Yeah, I don't even think they're in the Sun Belt anymore.
American.
Why don't we just go ahead and do that?
Do you run your radio station to be number 2?
Well, that no, I don't.
Or medium?
No.
Or mediocre?
His radio.
No, but can you imagine how exciting an Arkansas UCF baseball series is going to be? I mean, because when you remember when you say, "Hey, let's jump ship and go to the," that means all sports. Boy, it'd be some riveting basketball series, wouldn't it?
Look at the basketball.
Oh.
Look at the Arkansas Kansas basketball.
Yeah, there's
that
one.
kind of deal. It just seems like with our money and our talent, we cannot do.
All right, so
SEC.
Arkansas
Melvin,
and Iowa State. How I can't wait.
Melvin, you keep bringing up money. Do you know how much the drop off would be from the SEC to the Big Ten in terms of payout?
Big 12.
Big 12 to the payout.
When you talk about we could go undefeated and be in the playoffs, that doesn't offset.
I will, Melvin. I'll agree.
No.
I'll agree with you on this. If Arkansas participated in the Big 12, they would be a perennial, in my opinion, top 25 team. I think you have if you stacked up the best teams in college football 1 through 25, in my opinion, Arkansas is on that list. But you have to compete against like the top 15 or the top 12 or 6 or 8 of them this year. So you're not going to end up being that consistently.
Every year. You prove my point. That is a big deal.
Well,
it is a real big deal.
I mean,
being a power. That's what we was in the SWC. We was second behind Texas most years, and we didn't want to, and we wouldn't accept nothing worse than that. You'll never be that consistent in the SEC. History proves it from the big glory days. Our best Razorback teams could not compete against the SEC at our best, at our very best. And now I'll leave it at that. But y'all proved my point. Thank you.
Point,
Ty, you proved his point.
I think there's frustration that's built up over time.
But you are nationally and certainly conference competitive for championships in darn near every sport on campus except football. So, I mean, when you start talking about heading over to the Big Ten, well, you need to stop and think about how's that going to affect everything else on your campus. Melvin, you make some good football points, but, buddy, I can't go along with you on that deal as far as jumping ship from the most powerful conference in college sports, and that is the SEC. The financial difference in what you'd be able to do or can't do would be just ginormous for all sports. So, hey, a quick word for Gaston's White River Resort, 870-431-5202. I'll give you that number again in just a second if you want to write it down or put it in your phone. The place for fall getaways. I know it's August, August 12th right now. School's starting. I mean, kids are getting back in. Maybe you're thinking about Labor Day. Maybe you're thinking about fall break in October. Whatever you've got on your calendar. Or maybe, hey, now that the kids are back in school, we're going to get Grandma to watch them for a day or two and get away after a long, stressful summer. Gaston's is the perfect spot. It is one of the best-kept secrets in Arkansas is the White River. It's not such a secret, but that part of the state is just unbelievably gorgeous. The drive there, particularly in the fall, is unreal. 870-431-5202. Find out about lodging, dining, and their restaurant that overlooks the White River, and their great guided trout fishing trips on the White River. 870-431-5202. Gaston's White River Resort. A first-class time every time.
Call or text the Lewis Automotive Group hotline, 877-377-6963. Lewis Automotive Group, serving Northwest Arkansas for over 79 years.
At the Bet Saracen Sportsbook app, we realize lots of you have thought about opening an account, but you just haven't made that move yet. Well, now's the time with our new player offer. It's easy. You just sign up, use the code WELCOME, deposit at least $25, place a $25 bet, and that's it. Once that bet settles, you'll have $125 in free bets ready to go. Bet Saracen, the most popular sportsbook app in the state. Download it today on all your devices. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
That's kind of the problem up at LSU. They say that's the loudest place in the world. Well, they're loud because they start cooking about 8 o'clock there and they start drinking.
This is the Morning Rush.
Hey everyone, David Rath here with Rath Auto Resources. Since the state's giving you a tax-free weekend, we figured we'd go one better. 2 weekends of state sales tax paid when you trade, and all the weekdays in between. Just bring in your old car and upgrade to the road-ready certified pre-owned vehicle of your choice and get state sales tax paid. Get state sales tax paid when you trade. Just another reason why all the happiest drivers are rolling with Rath. Rath Auto Resources, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith, rathautofortsmith.com.
Budweiser, the American lager. Time-honored recipe, true to our original process, brewed using the choicest hops, rice, and best barley malt, delivering great quality beer since 1876. Budweiser, this Bud's for you. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2024 Anheuser-Busch Budweiser Lager Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Here's to you and yours from the friendly folks at In Good Spirits, your upscale liquor store in Fort Smith. At In Good Spirits, they've got what your taste buds are craving, including flavorful wines from around the world, scrumptious brandies and liqueurs, tempting whiskeys and beers, and fine cigars. Treat yourself to the best as you listen to the game. Check out In Good Spirits, 12100 Highway 71 South, across from Riley Farms in Fort Smith.
This is Daryl Johnston with Hashtag Managed IT Services. We are excited to now be part of AAA Business Systems. Hashtag will continue to handle every IT need your business will have, and now, as part of AAA Business Systems, we can handle all of your document printing and storage solutions. Together, we have the expertise to meet all of your office technology needs. Find us online at aaabm.com or call us at 471-1771.
I want barbecue that's sliced thick, smoked long, and so tender it melts in your mouth. Sides that will fill me up like a twice-baked potato, baked beans, hand-cut fries, okra, Texas toast. You know what I'm talking about? A restaurant where the whole family can go and get a great meal for a great price. Where the owner actually comes to your table to make sure everything tastes great. I'll tell you what I want. I want Jerry Neal's.
World-class trout fishing is the star of the show at Gaston's White River Resort, where a few days away from all the worries and stress will make all right in your world. Gaston's has friendly, experienced guides to help you land your limit. Enjoy your stay at Gaston's in one of their private cottages, or reserve a lodge for up to 20 people. Call now and let Gaston's help you plan your next getaway on the White River. 870-431-5202. That's 870-431-5202. Or learn more at Gastons.com. Gaston's, a first-class time, every time.
When second's making a play, short's got to cover.
A winning insurance strategy doesn't rely on one person.
Good hustle, good hustle.
Communicate with your guys and make sure everyone's in the right coverage. It takes a team that knows its roles well, working together to provide an exceptional experience.
Set the screen. You have to protect yourself. 1, 2, 3, well,
At Shelter Insurance, you can count on our local agents and award-winning customer service to help you protect what matters most.
Call Randy Milam in Alma or Brandon Zimmerman in Barley.
It's sad that we live in an unsafe world, but we do. Would you be able to show the police who was at your home if something was taken? Guardtronic installs alarm systems as well as camera systems. We here at ESPN rely on our Guardtronic installed cameras to keep an eye on what's going on around our building, as many of you do. Guardtronic has been serving the River Valley for over 60 years. Call Guardtronic for a free estimate so you'll be able to show the police who the bad boys are that took your belongings. License E50.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Interested in grabbing a couple of burgers?
Those are good burgers, brother.
Archer Burger. My God.
This is CJ's Trivia Tuesday, presented by CJ's Butcher Boy Burgers in Fayetteville and Russellville.
I got the shakes that'll make you quit. I got the fries that'll cross your eyes. I got the burgers that'll...
When all you do are burgers, they have to be the best.
All right, $25 CJ's Butcher Boy Burger gift card on the line. We've got about a minute and a half, so you got to get in quick. 877-377-6963 is our Lewis Automotive Group hotline. With the AP poll coming out yesterday, when is the highest Arkansas has been, and what ranking under Sam Pittman? 877-377-6963. Close. Close again. You guys are both close, but that's right. Tommy's got it right. He's holding it up in studio. What ranking, what is the highest Arkansas has been ranked under Sam Pittman. If you need a hint, the highest they've been ranked was in Athens, Georgia. Unfortunately, lost that game 37-0.
I was behind enemy lines.
I was behind enemy lines, and
We got beat.
and it was bad. All right, Christian, who we got? We got about 30 seconds to answer this CJ's Trivia Tuesday.
Ryan in Hot Springs.
All right, Ryan, what's the answer?
8.
That is right.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Ryan. You've won a $25 CJ's Butcher Boy Burger gift card. Hold off air. We'll get to your call. You remember that game? I remember it vividly.
11
That was
a.m.
tough.
kickoff or 11:30, whatever it was. We just got
drilled.
I mean, didn't we have a punt snap over the head and early in the game? Yeah.
Everything that you didn't want to go on went wrong.
Tied behind enemy lines.
Yeah, and in a nutshell. CJ's Trivia Tuesday. We do it every Tuesday.
And Standard Materials Group has immediate openings in the Northwest Arkansas area. If you're a licensed CDL driver, heavy equipment operator, electrician, diesel mechanic, have paving or concrete labor experience, or experience in a quarry,